Today in the canning kitchen, we'll be making pickled banana peppers. In order to make our pickled banana peppers, you'll need 2.5 to 3 pounds of your banana peppers, 5 cups of apple cider vinegar with a 5% acidity, 1¼ cup of water, 5 teaspoons of a non-iodized salt, and any additional seasonings that you may want. So we opted for 1 teaspoon of a mustard seed and a ½ teaspoon of celery seed per each jar. Today's recipe calls for 4 pint jars. I opted for a wide mouth jar since it'll be easier to fill each jar. As always, I'm going to go ahead and prep a few extra jars in my canner. Make sure your water bath canner has enough water to cover each of your jars by 1 to 2 inches when full. Once your jars are in the water bath, go ahead and cover the canner to keep in any heat and turn on your burner. Next thing we're going to do is turn on the burner and start our pickling brine. First, I'll add in the 5 cups of apple cider vinegar, 1¼ cups of water, 5 teaspoons of our non-iodized salt or a canning and preserving salt, We want to go ahead and stir this all together until the salt is dissolved, and continue stirring, working this to bring it to a boil. Since the brine is started, we're going to go ahead and prep all of the washed peppers. We're going to go ahead and cut off the top of each pepper and cut each of the peppers into 1/4-inch rings. It is completely up to you if you remove the seeds. We opt to keep them in since we don't mind the extra spice. Once all of my peppers are cut and my brine is boiling, I can go ahead and start removing my jars from the canner to be filled. I'm going to go ahead and add in my dried seasonings directly into each jar. I will go ahead and start with a ½ teaspoon of celery seed, and 1 teaspoon of mustard seed. You can always adjust these dried seasoning quantities to your preferred taste. Next, I'll go ahead and fill each jar with my banana pepper rings, and I try to fit in as many as I can, being cautious of my 1/2-inch headspace. With my peppers in, I'm going to go ahead and ladle in the brine into each jar, once again watching for my 1/2-inch headspace. Once full, I'm going to go ahead and check my headspace, adding more peppers if I need to, remove any excess bubbles, and once again finalize my headspace. Now I will go ahead and lay on a flat lid and finger tighten the ring. Once tightened, I put my jar back in the canner and repeat this process with all of my jars. With this jar, you will notice that I don't have nearly as many banana peppers as the previous jars. Since I still want to maintain the proper headspace of a 1/2 inch, I'm just going to go ahead and make up the difference with brine. With all jars now in the canner, I'm going to go ahead and put on the lid and wait for it to boil. Once boiling, start a 10-minute timer to process the peppers. After processing for 10 minutes, I will go ahead and turn off my burner and remove the lid and set an additional 5-minute cool down timer. Once our timer is up, we're going to go ahead and use our jar lifter to remove each of the jars from the water bath, making sure to keep them upright. Make sure your jars sit in a draft-free area for 12 to 24 hours before you test for a successful seal. Then it will be time to wash and store your cans for future use.